Well, here we are at Bressing Gardens. This is actually the summer garden, and we've put a few Cornus in here, but it's really pretty undeniable that the most effective plant, perhaps of all in the winter time, is Cornus Midwinter Fire. And when you see the new shoots just beginning here, you know it's time to cut back. So we'll go and have a look in the winter garden itself and start cutting back. Well, this is quite a big job to do this, but and in fact I'm reluctant really to cut it back, and because it's been so good for the past year. But to get that colour, we really do have to cut back the Cornus at a certain level, and best done by hand really than a machine, because you can see exactly where you're pruning and what you're pruning. And not to go into too much detail with that, but you can see where I'm pruning too. And this will be the next thing. In fact, these beds really don't look very attractive. In fact, all the perennials have been cut back, and it's a bit up and down. There's a bit of weed that wants doing. That's typical at this time of the year for spring, because that's when all the jobs want doing at once. But if we go across from this area, and we know we've got work to do here, replanting and so on, plenty of time for that. But just have a look over here, because although it's time it was cut back, just look at this scene that you've got between the Cornus Magic Flame there, and this is Miscanthus Midwinter, Miscanthus Midwinter Fire. This is Morning Light. Both begin with an M, you see. It's time to cut that back too, but you see that's one that stands up very well against the weather. It's variegated foliage, so you don't need to do much for it to be attractive. As soon as it starts growing, it's going to look pretty good. But time to cut that back and the Cornus back, then you just have to wait for the new growth.